But sometimes what I desire to do doesn't necessarily line up with what God says is necessary to do, because according to Jeremiah 29:11, he's working to get me to the expected end. And sometime getting to the expected end, I've got to go through uncomfortable seasons where I'm being pulled, and it seems like being drawn and pulled on in areas where he's asking for me to give him something that I really don't feel I have, where I feel I've given him as much as I can give him, but he's still demanding for more, and I'm not understanding, and it's like we're in this struggle. But God is saying that he knows just what he is doing, because he knows what he gave you. Look at somebody and tell him he knows what he gave you. And so in these times of uncertainties, in this time where God is causing for such a discomfort in the body, it's a purposeful discomfort, because ultimately it's a discomfort to reposition us back into the place in God that we need to be. You've already heard Pastor say it, and I echo the sentiments. The church has gotten into a place where we really don't belong. We've ventured into areas that are ultimately not the will and the desire of God. We pursue stuff that God necessarily don't mind us having, but God is challenged because the stuff we pursue has now become a priority, where it's no longer about my relationship with God, but it's more about my relationship with people, so I can get what I think I need to have to define who I think I am. And at the end of the day, God is saying now he has allowed us to enter into a time and enter into a season where it's going to bring us back to a truth, to a realization that my life and my times are in the hands of God. He is in control, because he is the author and the finisher. If I am to be, it's because of God. If I am to go through, it's because of God. That at the end of the day, all that I am is tied in God. But in order for us to come to that realization, he's allowing us. Somebody say allowing us. Because certain things that happen in your life, God sits by and allow you to get in it, knowing that it's going to tear you up, knowing that it's going to be trouble for you, knowing that ultimately it's going to cause you restlessness and struggle. But at the end of the restlessness and the struggle, it's going to bring you back to the realization that had it not been for God, that ultimately that I need God's hand and God's favor in my life. But it's important that as he allows us to gain access into things and pass through things, that we do not allow our thought process, our perception of what we are passing through to define the end result of where I'm going. Because ultimately, where I'm going a lot of times don't look like where I am. There are some people that call you their friends that are not really caught up in the whole covenant of what friendship is about. There are some people that are attached to you because of the benefits. Okay, maybe it's the sinner, yeah. Sometimes people hook up with you because of what they can benefit from kicking it. But you need to know, in seasons of your life, it's not about what people can take from me, but it's about what do you have to offer me. What do you have to deposit in me? Because there are certain seasons in my life, I don't need you to take me to lunch. I don't need you to get my hair done. There are certain seasons in my life, I need a word from God. I need somebody to tell me when I'm out of the will of God. I need somebody to tell me to push when I don't feel like pushing, to go when I don't feel like going. I need real people in my life. You better slap high five with somebody and tell them I need some real friends. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Come on. Look at them and tell them I need some real friends. Real friends that will say, even if it costs me. God would have never hooked us up if I didn't have what you needed. And see, most of us are scared to give up anything. See how the amens died out right there, Pastor? We don't want relationships where, that's why marriage ain't good for some folks. I ain't getting no help in here right there. Because marriage is give and take. There's a whole lot she take from you. I wish the brothers. She didn't know you. Okay, let me see how many kids here. Okay, don't go there. She didn't know that you lay your clothes there and don't pick them up. And there's a whole lot you take from her. You didn't know she can hit that pitch she hits when she fussing. Come on, I got your back. Go and say amen. I got you. I walk you to the car. Come on, don't leave me out there. You didn't know she was that detailed that she want to know about every part of your day. Don't just come in saying you had a good day. How good was your day? What did you do from 11 to 11:10 and 11:10 to 11:15? And did you like this part of the... She wants some details. I feel a shout right there. You know, because with us, the way we communicate, we just say it and we go. But it's give and take. Because we understand that God gave us to each other. And you need to understand it's the same way in your other relationships. If you got a relationship with people and the only time you hear from them is when they want something from you, it's time to drop it because it's baggage. Some of y'all ain't going to say nothing, but I have to tell you because I'm anointed to tell you, you got dead weight in your life. And in this season of your life, you don't have the time, the energy, or the space for stuff that don't add life. Okay, they didn't say nothing, so can I make sure they got it by you telling them, get rid of the dead weight, get rid of the dead weight, get rid of the dead weight. Come on, tell somebody, get rid of the dead weight. You need relationships with people who are going to add value to you, who appreciate your worth. I'm special. I'm a major vessel. And if you cannot honor and esteem the value of who I am, then we don't need to be hooking up. I wish somebody would just high five with somebody and tell them I'm valuable. I'm worth something to God. I mean something to God. So I got to be careful to make sure I'm in relationships that value what God's put in me. Because even though I'm earthen vessels, I got heavenly treasure down on the inside. So I got to make sure that I'm in relationship with people who have the ability to go the distance. Here's my last point. Verse 17. Now, when we started walking, Lazarus was sick. He went through the process. He dead now. How much worse can it get? Wait now. Than death. I thought it was in verse 3 that they told him he was sick. And we needed him to hurry up and come on here now. But when he finally decides to show up in verse 17, Lazarus is not sick anymore. He's dead. The worst possible thing that Mary, Martha, and Lazarus can go through has happened, and Jesus didn't even show up for the funeral. Bad enough, he didn't visit him while he was on his bed of affliction. He didn't even show up for the funeral. Didn't go to the cemetery. By the time Jesus got there, they had already locked that joker up in the cemetery, put a stone there so that nobody could go in and bother him. He was already at his worst possible place. I speak to some of you here this morning at 11:24, March the 29th. You are at the worst possible place. The devil told you it can't get no worse than what it already is. There's no hope for you. There's no turnaround for you. But the thing he didn't know is that Jesus showed up. And I told you earlier, I don't care when he show up. 4 days after the fact, 2 days after the fact. Whenever he shows up, he knows how to turn stuff around. Slap a high five with a neighbor and tell a neighbor, neighbor, sometimes he lets things get to their worst place before he intervenes. Clap your hands and give him praise. It couldn't get no worse for Lazarus. He was dead. He had been wrapped up, had been anointed, and dropped off in a cemetery. But aren't you glad that when other folk give up on you, when other folks write you off. As long as God got plans for my life, that even what looks like to be the end of my road is only the beginning of a new chapter. I speak to about 7 of y'all that really what's going on in your life, God is wrapping up one chapter and is about to start on a fresh page. I wish them 7 people would get up out your seat, find somebody you can testify to, and tell them, neighbor, this year is the year I start a fresh page. I've been through the worst of things. I've been through most challenging times. I've had some tough days, but God, is there anybody here that know when God steps in, God knows how to turn things around? Well, I got to leave now, but grab a neighbor one more time and say, neighbor, whatever you do, don't give up on God. Neighbor, I know you called him 2 days ago. I know you've been waiting for 4 days. I know you've been waiting for 4 years. But neighbor, wait on the Lord and be of good cheer. God will strengthen thine heart. That's why the Bible said, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And I know you feel like you're at your wits' end, but I came to prophesy to somebody that no matter what their report is, the report of the Lord is not over, because when you fall, God has the power to lift you up. When you go through, God has the power to bring you through. Is there anybody know God to bring you through? Is there anybody that know God to bring you out? Well, testify to somebody and say, neighbor, I've seen things happen in my life, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but God stepped in. God intervened in my situation, and he turned it around. Is there anybody know he'll turn it around? Is there anybody know he'll reverse it? What the devil meant for evil, God will make it work for your good. What they tried to do to take you out, God will use it to take you in. But you got to rest in the promises of God, because I am persuaded that what I gave to him, he's got the power to keep it. And what he promised me, he got the power to perform it. Ain't that good news? To know your God is an able God. Your God is an able God. Your God is an able God.